Everybody, welcome to another episode of Ask Dr. Testosterone, starring Dr. George Soulianos, brought to you by his book, available on Amazon.com, The Bible of Bodybuilding 2, over 800 pages. Look at that thing. Everything you need to know about training, nutrition, supplementation, and of course, PED use. And now, all the way from Athens, Greece, please welcome the good doctor, Dr. T. George Soulianos. What's up, Doc?
I'm good, Ron. Thank you. So let's speak about the Masters Olympia.
Yeah, so we're recording this the day before the list comes out, so we still don't know who's in it. Jake Cutler kind of got a lot of people excited because it looks like he's putting some muscle mass back on. People thought maybe Jay's going to come out of retirement for the Masters Olympia.
He said he will lean out to the maximum, so he's going to get ripped. I don't think it's easy now to put on muscle because he said transformation of 12 weeks. So I guess out he's going in a ripped motor now,
Yeah.
Drive. I guess he's going to do it in TRT way.
I mean, if he uses more, I doubt it's going to be more. I doubt it. But I want to ask you, who do you want to see? Who do you personally want to see on Masters Olympia stage? Who would you love to see win that show or place high?
Well, we know Branch will not compete. Joe Jackson will compete. Yeah. Dexter Jackson will not compete. Kevin Lebroni will not. But Victor Martinez is a hot favorite, earning the title. He has ridiculous size and roundness.
We saw him at the last. You were at the Olympia. He still has all the size. He doesn't look smaller.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Victor.
Kai Green will not do it. I think so. He said, of course, never say never in muscle development. His column, but I don't know. We haven't seen Kai since 2016.
Yeah. I think it's going to be more guys who are still competing, but they're over 40, like Max Charles. I think is going to do it. A guy named Phil Clayhar out of Florida. He's a very good open guy. He'll probably
second class names. They're not the big shots. Only big shot is big.
Right. I mean, if I'm going to pay a lot of money to travel to Romania and sit up front, I want to see like Jay Cutler, Phil Heath, Dexter Jackson.
Phil said only for 1K you would do it, for 1 million.
1 million, yeah, 1 million. When first
1 million is not $250,000 is the Olympia. Oh, 400 for
the Olympia. They're not going to give you more than twice that for the Masters Olympia, guy. Come on now. I mean, but he's just being realistic. It's a lot of time, it's a lot of money, it's a lot of effort to get ready for an Olympia. And these guys are at a point in their life, like Phil and Jay, where they have in real estate, they have companies, they're doing well financially. So to get them back on stage and away from their business, you got to offer some big bucks. So I get it. But yeah, you said you're probably going to go to the show, right, in Romania?
Well, it's 1-hour flight,
Yeah, I would go. Shit. Giles is going to. I think Giles just got offered the web. He's going to do the webcast commentary, the live stream. So he'll do that, and he thinks Jay
the live
Cutler,
stream is you have to be there or from home.
No, we're going to watch it. I'll be watching it from home, but Giles is going to be there in Romania doing the commentary. So they'll probably bring in people like maybe Jay Cutler will be there with him in the booth when they're talking about the Open. Maybe they'll get someone else for like 212. Jose would be great. Different people, but Giles is going to be like the main host. So good for him. So, Doc, we got some great questions this week. This question, I want to lead with it because I think all of us watching this are concerned with our muscles. We want to be big and strong, but every man out there, unless you were endowed with a very, very large organ, penis, every guy thinks, well, I'd like to be a little bit bigger. It's just how we are, bodybuilders. If you have an 18-inch arm, you want a 19-inch arm. If you want a 19-inch arm, you want a 20-inch arm. It's the same thing. Bigger is better.
I mean, girlfriends used to say, of course, they wouldn't want to offend me, but for my size, but they say that it doesn't matter how big is it necessarily, but what you do with it. And actually, it's about how stiff is the erection, and also how large,
we call it girth, yeah.
Yeah, the girth. So this is that widens the vaginal walls and
stretch.
The stretch. Otherwise, penetrating with a long, penis that is not fully erected, but it's also thin, it just hits the cervix, and this is like a trauma. Yeah.
Yeah. Punches the cervix. But yeah, I mean, porn. I think you can't even say porn on YouTube. I think you have to say like porn or something stupid. I don't know why you can't say porn. It's pornography. But, you know, Pornhub has made it so that everyone in the world can look at porn 24 hours a day if that's what they really want to do for free. So I think most men and a lot of women have got an unrealistic expectation of what's considered normal, because they don't pick guys to be in these porn movies or porn scenes if they're average. They pick the biggest guys. So if you see only the biggest guys all the time, you're going to think that's normal, and you're going to think you're way below normal. And no matter how
I
many,
don't think they pick up the average guy. I think the average is about 6 inches. This
it's like between five. It's like between 5 and 6 is average for like 80% of all men. That's average. Just like,
so 15 centimeters. No,
I don't know. That's the metric system. I don't know, but
yeah.
I'll take your word for it. So, you know, guys want to get bigger. So that leads us to this question. Do you know of any PEDs that can help penis growth? I've heard of a few tricks that porn stars use. Injectable CAVERJECT, which is supposed to increase the size considerably. Also, in the bodybuilding community, there is this myth that growth hormone helps with penile growth as well. DHT cream applied locally on your penis is also thought to help with size. Any ideas if these work? If not, maybe the good doctor knows other methods to get hung like a moose. And I don't even know if a moose has a large penis. I don't know. I know horses do, but I don't know about moose. But doc, clear this up once and for all. Are there any drugs, steroids, DHT cream, growth hormone, anything that can make your penis grow?
So we had this discussion in the previous episode a long time ago. I think maybe it was last year. And you know, during puberty, DHT makes more matures actually the external genitalia, okay, external DHT. And actually GH, because it grows all the tissues through the IGF-1, it can enlarge the male genitalia, you know, but after the closure of the epiphyseal place, you just have the growth of the soft tissues, but not the bone itself. So I guess there was a case also in my office, somebody who had a really small penis. He was an adult, of course, and I prescribed him testosterone. He was hypogonadic as well, finding how hypogonadism gives you small testicles, but it has nothing to do with the penis size.
Oh, okay.
Small testicles also have to do with the fertility. So a better erection through testosterone can give the full strength, you know, the full stretch of the penis. So also using testosterone in the long run will burn your adipose tissue below your belly button and make it appear larger, you know, longer, you know, instead of having, you know, belly button over here, a belly about fat over here that covers, you know, your dick. Sorry. So I think the combination of testosterone, DHT as well, and perhaps GH that will burn some fat. I don't think now GH or IGF-1 will enlarge the penis size. And we said that porn stars may use androgens like testosterone, Proviron, masterone, along with injectable stuff like the CAVERJECT we said. All right. Of course, the 5-phosphatidylserase inhibitor medications, or like sildenafil, for instance. But you know, it doesn't matter how average or small it appears when it's up. You know, it has to be fully erected. Yeah. And usually, very long penises are not able to be erected well because of the blood supply. You know, the longest it is, it has to be very well vascularized with the blood supply. So it's not that easy, let's say, a penis of 7 inches to be that hard with one that is 6.5 or 6, for instance. That's stiff, you know, and hold the erection.
Yeah.
It's a matter of blood flow.
Do you know who John Holmes was?
Of course.
Okay, so I've read about John Holmes. You know, I'm a psycho like this, but he apparently he was like 14 inches. It was supposedly 13, 14. He could never get 100% full erection. It was always like a little bit soft, but you know, big enough to use to penetrate and stuff. But he never got like a rock hard erection. And I guess I don't know, because it was, you know, it was this. That's like from here to here. That's 14
now imagine
inches.
A woman that has a stick like a vibrator that is so long, you know.
Yeah.
It's not a good experience sticking this because the vagina is around, let's say, 7 inches the most.
Yeah. I mean, when it's aroused, I think it can go to like 6 to 8. at the most.
Yeah, so I think the pain and the pleasure comes with stretching the walls.
Yeah.
You know, not hitting the cervix. If you hit the cervix, then you have trauma, and this is where the pap test comes in gynecology.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy. I see some of these. I've seen pictures of I don't have any, but I've seen these dildos are like they're that big around. I don't know how these women are getting them in. I mean, we're going.
You know, I'm using GH now for a couple of years. I would
Yeah.
say my penis is larger now, but since I'm ripped now, you know, the last 1.5 or 2 years, it looks longer when it's fully stretched because of my very lean abdominal walls, you know?
Right. Yeah. And I mean, Lee Priest said many years ago, like a house looks bigger standing in a field than it does with a giant mountain behind it. So the bigger your body gets,
it's subjective, yes.
Your penis is relatively going to look like when I was 18 years old, 140, 150 pounds. I
That's
looked
a good perspective also, yes. What Lee said.
It looked a lot bigger
Subjective
compared to now that I'm 220 pounds. But you know, it's sad that these industries, they prey on men's insecurities to make so much money. There were these pills with some guy named Smiling Bob. I can't remember the name of the company. They did billions of dollars. They had TV commercials and everything. Extends. And it was, you know, they got sued and they shut the company down. They just start up another company with a different name like 6 months, a year later, and do it all over again. But they're selling penis enlargement pills and making money off poor sucker men who believe it.
Now, I don't know about plastic surgery, the techniques and the methods they use. Apparently, they can do something because they do also gender changes, you know?
Right. Yeah. There's, women, trans who go from female to male, they make them an artificial penis.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, they make some kind of penis. I
You
don't
know,
know.
what's so weird, you know, when they cut off the penis and make vaginal wall? Oh, come on, man. This sounds like a Frankenstein movie.
That makes more sense because I mean, you know, vagina.
Can you imagine somebody getting castrated and getting a vagina afterwards?
We have a show. Have you ever heard of a show called I Am Jazz? Okay, so I Am Jazz. I can't remember what channel it's on, what network it's on. It's been on for like 5 or 6 years. It's this. He started life as a boy. His name is Jazz Jennings. He's in Florida, and by the time he was like 3 years old, he was already acting like a girl and playing with girl stuff. And they let him grow his hair. And I think when he was only 8 years old, they started him on female hormones so he would never go through female puberty because he would make a much more convincing female if they started him very young and he never went through male puberty. And eventually he did have his penis removed and turned into a vagina on the show. They had it was like 4 episodes taking you through this whole process.
But practically they're trapped in a wrong body.
Yeah.
I think this is genetical predisposition.
I mean, that's a whole other, we don't want to get into the trans argument because we'll get the channel shut down or something, but it's a huge issue. But just to put it, that CAVERJECT thing, I just want to make sure people understand that makes the penis very erect, it gives you a maximum erection. It doesn't make the penis,
blood flow, yes, they're right.
But it doesn't make it any bigger. Your penis isn't growing. That's what I want people to understand.
The tissue doesn't change.
Yeah, and I mean, I wish men didn't worry about this so much. I really think porn, whatever.
Pure insecurities, you know, Ron.
It's warped our minds. It's really warped our minds. Your porn addiction is a huge problem with young men now.
And just as the erection, how to hold and maintain the erection.
Yeah.
You know, not just 5 minutes, you know.
Yeah. I mean, you have kids, 18, 20-year-olds abusing Viagra and Cialis.
This is pathetic.
They don't need it, but they're just relying on it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then they're going to be 20, 28 years old and they try to have sex without it and they're not going to be able to perform because psychologically they're saying, oh no, I can't get hard. I can't stay hard without my Cialis, Viagra. So yeah, America's messed up, dude. Anyway. All right, we've talked a lot about penises and erections. Let's go on to some other stuff. Let's get back to PEDs, shall we, Doc? Hey, Doc. Hey, Ron. Can I take aromatase inhibitors like Tamoxifen, Aromasin, or Arimidex sublingually? What about statins? Can we take those pills sublingual?
I don't think there's any benefit of this. The only benefit of taking sublingually is nitroglycerin, for instance. Sugar when we have hypoglycemia, nitroglycerin when we have a heart attack, and the semi-inactivated just to bypass the first hepatic entrance, okay? Otherwise, we don't need this fast entrance, and beside the semi-alkylated, not just the speed of assimilation, but to bypass the first entrance by the portal vein through the stomach. So I don't think there's any need for them. No. Sometimes the T4, if you put it sublingually, then you don't need to wait 20 minutes not to eat in order to be absorbed properly. So if it's dissolved that rapidly through the underneath the sublingual salivary glands, then you can eat after, let's say, 5 minutes. Okay. Another thing is that when I was taking back a long time ago some volume, when I let it dissolve sublingually, it worked much faster, Oh,
okay. Yeah, I mean, you just use nitroglycerin as a perfect example. Like,
yes, of course.
People like carry it around, like they usually have it like in their pocket, and if they have a heart attack and they're on the ground, people will put the pill under their tongue while they're doing.
And if you have a hypoglycemic coma, will faint, pass out, just put the sugar underneath. Don't wait until you swallow and go to the stomach, and it's too late for that.
If you're unconscious, you can't, right? So, okay, good answer. Here we go, Doc. Can HRT protocol for life cause cancer or develop tumors? To be specific, I'm on 250 tests and 1,000 IU of HCG a week, 25 to 50 milligrams Proviron, 50 milligrams DHEA a day. I'm 39 years old. I have a family history of cardiovascular disease and colon cancer. There's been a lot of debate and controversy that hormone replacement therapy can cause or develop benign or malignant tumors in the body, especially when we grow older. What is your recommendation? Thank you for making the world a healthier place.
So testosterone is not toxic, does not lead to cancer, even prostatic cancer. This is non-debatable, okay? This is a fact already. There are people that already with prostate cancer that take testosterone along with the proper medication. There's certainly testosterone injectable or transdermal does not give any liver tumors. It's another thing than the semi-alkylated drugs. Now, HCG, during testicular cancer, HCG elevate, but it doesn't mean that taking HCG will lead you to testicular cancer, so it has no relation to that. Now, Proviron also can give you BPH, but the BPH is a good scenario. Has nothing to do with the malignancy of the prostatic gland. About colonic cancer, yeah, there might be a correlation with taking G8s. If you abuse it and you spike IGF-1, if you don't eat greens, if you have chronic constipation. Family history as well. So check out the CA 19.9, your tumor marker. But the HRT is about longevity. It has nothing to do with the mixing different steroids, stacking, in the cycles. So lower a little bit your testosterone dose, go down to 150 or 200. And personally, I'm taking 6 hormones every day. I'm taking testosterone, DHT, or Sterolone, DHEA, pregnenolone, HCG, and growth hormone. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I was taking Proviron every day until I think it was starting to make my hair recede even more. So I had to say.
Listen, it's not necessary to take Proviron not to have everything. Testosterone is enough because it reduces to DHT. And if you are a high converter of DHT, which is something genetic, then testosterone is enough to give you the hair thing. Oh, wow. But still, you can block this with the proper shampoo and a foam, So ketoconazole shampoo, and then foam with dutasteride and minoxidil.
Fair enough. Okay, awesome. Next one, very simple question. Do you like arachidonic acid?
Yes, I've tried personally. I was offered by Bill Welling 12 bottles when I was in Colorado. I used it pre-workout. We did some labs. I had some soreness in I took double of the dose. I think I took 3 grams pre-workout. We did some labs about the C-reactive protein. It didn't cause any systemic inflammation. According to Bill, it was just localized. Yeah, and it was also arachidonic acid by Universal Nutrition as well. I think so. Yeah. There were 2 particular studies that Bill, showed up that were really supporting this muscle inflammation thing. I have tried it. I mean, I'm not just theoretical. I've tried the stuff.
But would you use it again? You're not using it now.
I'm not using it now, but I used it, continuously, I think, all those 12 bottles for 3 months, you know.
Okay.
I was just on TRT, you know. I was not using any other drugs. But I have to tell you, there was this soreness of the muscle.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he sent me a couple bottles. We had him on the show, didn't we, a couple years ago?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, my memory. But I was on a cycle at the time, so if you're on a cycle and you're using some supplement, you don't know if it works. Nothing.
You know, Ron, I miss that soreness, you know. I mean, I bust my ass. Perhaps I don't lift that heavy all the time, you know, and hit my personal best all the time. Of course, now that I'm doing more reps. Yeah. But I miss that super crazy heavy duty and feel this soreness. Next day I say, hey, I'm going to grow a little bit.
Right. It's true. And there's never been any studies. There's no proof that soreness leads to growth.
But listen, come on. Even Arnold said that in the first place.
I mean, we all believe it. I mean, if you train hard and you break down the muscle, you're going to get sore and you're going to grow. So maybe it's not a direct correlation, a direct cause and effect.
Well, you need food and rest, of course. You need food and rest.
Yeah. If you train hard enough to get sore, then you give your body.
You think just a bump is enough?
No. I mean, if that's true, dumbbells would only go up to like
it would fool around with dumbbells, yeah.
10-kilo dumbbells will be the heaviest ones you have in your gym. That's all you'd need. You just pump, pump, pump. All right, so that's that one. This is a good question. My pharmaceutical test cypionate label says to store at 20 to 25 degrees Celsius or 68 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit, meaning room temperature. Can test ester in oil be stored indefinitely at room temperature, or should I keep it refrigerated?
Huh. No, you can definitely store it in room temperature. You know, I keep the prefilled syringes of insulin with the testosterone in the refrigerator just for the sake of contamination, because microbes are not cultivated in very low temperature. Otherwise, yeah, go for it. Come on.
Will tests last longer if you keep it refrigerated versus room temperature?
I don't think so. No, there's an expiry date no matter what. Yeah, but usually they say you have a window of 6 months afterward.
Yeah, but once you pierce the seal, you better use that thing up pretty quick. You don't want to. That's what I've made mistakes in the past. Is I've opened a bottle, I've taken some test or something out, and then not use that bottle again for a couple months and come back to it. And I think I got like an infection one time because.
Well, you have to sterilize it after each time before you print it.
I don't think I was doing that. And let's see, this is our last question. Yeah, last question. Anavar. We're into spring and summer coming up, so everyone wants some Anavar. Can oxandrolone be used safely in an 8 to 10 week cycle in conjunction with my TRT at 200 milligrams per week? What would be a safe dose? And is oxandrolone safe on the hairline?
No, it's not safe because it's a DHT derivative. Even though if you take finasteride, dutasteride does not save you. Fina, Duta only block testosterone, no other anabolic steroid. Now, the oxandrolone, according to the half-life, has to be administered 3 times a day. So let's say take 10 milligrams, 3 times a day is the least dose you can take. So either 30 or 60. Go every 8 hours, you know?
Yeah. So, you know, how
for 60, I bet 60 will give you liver transaminemia and, of course, elevate your LDL, lower your HDL. This is a classic deviation. So, before my Proviron test, I was using 10 milligrams of Anavar for 30 days and 5 milligrams of Winstrol for 5 days. When I came back from the States, my labs were fine. But I was taking also my supplements, my formula, you know.
Yeah. You said your dose was very low. You were taking 10 milligrams of Anavar?
On purpose, yeah, Ron, because I didn't want to, you know.
No, I mean, of course, you're not going to, I don't think you're going to do too much damage on 10 milligrams. So, and you said 5 milligrams of Winstrol?
Yeah, 5. This is actually what track athletes take.
Oh, wow. Just 5 milligrams?
Yeah, wow. They want speed and explosiveness, you know. They don't care about the size.
Yeah, these bodybuilders taking like 50 to 100 milligrams a day.
I've taken 50, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, 50 is a oral, any oral. Most guys over 200 pounds that I talk to, they'll use 50 and up. B-ball, Anadrol, Winstrol, Anavar, whatever it is.
I remember the Jambon orals back in 2000 of Winstrol.
Yeah.
There were 2 milligrams. I was taking 30 of them. I remember the last week before the show I won, I was taking 30. That means 60.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh man, that was a lot.
I was there was a company. I said this on another show. International Pharmaceuticals used to make a 50 milligram Winstrol tab. And I did a contest in 2002, and I was going so crazy the last 2 or 3 weeks. I would wake up in the middle of the night, go to my medicine cabinet, and just pop another Winstrol pill.
Well,
50,
seriously,
50,
I have ethical issues repeating this to myself,
Yeah.
because I'm going to lie for myself of the people that I teach. And to me now, life is more present than it was in my 20s. I was a daredevil back then. Now I want to be really safe and precautious because half of my life is gone.
Yeah, I mean, let's see, you're 49. Well, let's see, your grandmother lived to be 109, right?
Hey, yeah.
Wow.
But she was the exception of the rules.
So, I mean, I'm sure my life is much more than half over. I don't think I'm going to be 106, 108.
But if somebody tells you that you're going to live up to 100 in case you just use 200 milligrams and that's all, would you do it? Of course you will. I mean, it's the same with the smokers. Perhaps the next packet of cigarettes will give you a heart attack. They will stop it.
It's true. You never know. Anyway, well, that's all our questions, Doctor. Great show. That first question, I think a lot of guys are gonna. I want to say again, guys.
But don't give the title of the show the first question because.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
We're gonna be how do you say the word?
Cut down, canceled. No, banned.
I don't think so. I mean, it would be a red flag for the YouTube.
Well, penis is a medical term. It's not like we're saying a D or C or some. It's a medical term. I've seen YouTube videos. You can have penis and you can't have porn in your title. I don't know why. That's a bad word on YouTube. You can't have like the F word, or you can't have like obscenities. But penis is a medical term like vagina or brain. Well, anyway, I think we're fine. If it's a problem, I guess we won't do it. But I think so because I think it's something I hate to see guys wasting their time and money on stupid pills and trying drugs. It's not cool. I care about my fellow man. It's a tough time to be a man these days. Toxic masculinity is what we're told every day. So I don't want to see them being taken advantage of financially. It's bad enough. Finances are bad enough these days. Anyway, that's my little rant. So, Doctor, thank you so much for doing what you do here every week. Got a new camera. Looks awesome. Very crisp and clear. The sound, everything's cool, man. So, guys, if you're not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe. If you like these videos, hit the thumbs up. There's a notification bell in the corner there. It lets you know when we have all the other great content on this channel coming out. And of course, if you have questions for Dr. T for next week, put them in the comments below. We love your feedback. We love your questions. Put it right there and we'll get it to the doctor next week on this very show. So that's it. George Julialis, thank you so much, Doctor. Appreciate what you do. And everybody, thanks for watching Ask Dr. Testosterone. We'll see you next week. Hey, did you like that video? Smash that like button, subscribe to MD, and please comment down below. Thanks for watching.